Swedro, any offense, so yeah, Obratchire Senior High School, a year interco.
SWEBUSCO were on top of their boys' dormitory. So the Ostekans were given a place near the boys' dormitory. So we were happily witnessing the sports. Then we heard the girls shouting. So before we realized, the SWEBUSCO were throwing stones at the Ostekans. So unfortunately, the stone hit one of our students who was severely injured during that moment. So it's provoked the students who were there. So they decided to fight back. So they threw a couple of stones back to the SWEBUSCO. So we came in, I myself personally, I came in to talk to them. Initially, talking to them was very difficult, but we were able to calm them down on Thursday. So on Thursday, Ostek didn't engage in any fight after their people were brutally injured. So we came back to the school, and on Friday, the school decided even not to allow them to come. But someone would say for the love of the game, they came to support the school. And they came in a peaceful way. So before we left, some of them decided to come with weapons. So I personally talked to them that the police is in control, so they shouldn't bring any weapon. And they did. They didn't bring anything. So along the line, around I would say 11 o'clock upwards, they got angry. So I was eating by them, so I had to stop eating and get to know what was going on. So from them, Ostekan has been kidnapped by the SWEBUSCO and some of the town boys. So the person was seriously beaten. I think if you go on social media, you may see some of the videos there, how a student was beaten and even stoned in SWEBUSCO premises. So it got them angry. They decided to fight back. That instant, we were able to control them. The police came in. We were able to control them for some time.
Abofra onu wani mu hwe oso onu kura de okopa akonwa na atena so enkrofo kosi nabo onu ankasa ne yonko.
You are the victim. What exactly caused this festival?
The threw stone at me when I was looking for a place to sit, so that I'll use the medicine on my eye. That's what happened.
So you were basically just looking for a place to sit?
Yes, it happened unexpectedly.
Okay. So, but Tell us, you're saying you didn't do anything to provoke.
No, I didn't do anything. I was just standing there. And they started throwing the stone.
What happened when they started throwing the stones?
I wasn't looking. When I turned, I saw my colleagues running, but I didn't know what was happening. So by the time I realized, the stone came to hit me.
So you're saying you didn't do anything to these particular students?
No, I didn't do anything to them.
What would you want to be done in this particular situation?
I want them to be arrested and anything that the government wants to do to them.
CID boss, mama Lydia Donkor say, my headmaster no. Oh, 24 hours. Now that's 24 hours no kra na aso eso no peya. So what dem ma omo. Head no fishing kwada na omo ye se nyambra sa no fish omo out. Enye sa de di be ye kokosi a na ne to ka se bode.
Thank you, Mama.
That is your shirt they are wearing. So if somebody is wearing your shirt, that's why I wanted to start by saying, are you confirming that is your shirt or your uniform? Somebody has worn your uniform to create such a scene or to conduct himself in such a manner. It is giving your school a bad name. So I'm sure you are concerned that is your school shirt. That's because I wanted you to confirm that is your school shirt. So if that is your school shirt and somebody has worn it and is attacking a fellow human being in such a manner, as a school, you should be concerned to find out who are the people behind that shirt wearing it. Not so, to hand them over to the police. So I am mentioning now that I am giving you 24 hours to produce the people in that shirt who attacked the boy. And 24 hours starts now. Because as law enforcement, when incidents of this nature occur, and we have to investigate, we have to arrest, we have a number of ways in which we can make that arrest. But because this is a school environment, we are not going to adopt one of those means. That is why I'm giving you as school authorities that task to produce them. And if you fail to produce them, the means by which law enforcement employs to fish out suspects, we are going to adopt it. But because this is a school environment and other innocent students who were not part of the sports or were not part of that assault, because what we are seeing, it is not an act of indiscipline by students, it is a criminal act which is clearly spelled out in our Criminal Offences Act. You understand? So if we are going to arrest people based on offences that are committed under the Criminal Offences Act, the police will not do what I've asked you to do to produce them. We will adopt means by which other people who are not concerned might be found wanting in it. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So I don't want to storm this school with my men, because if I was going to do it, everybody will be affected. So I'm giving you that opportunity in 24 hours to produce the people in your shirt. Hand them over to the police, or else you will come here. So now I'm going to make my statement. Are you ready? The Ghana Police Service has taken note of a disturbing video circulating on social media depicting acts of violence against a student of Obratchire Senior High Technical School by another school during the interzonal athletics competition held in Abuna Swedru. And as I've just mentioned, we are currently at the Swedru School of Business, and the people in the video have been identified as people wearing the shirts of Swedru School of Business. So the school has been tasked to produce those people for further investigations. The service views the incident with the utmost seriousness and unequivocally condemns the criminal acts seen in the video. A comprehensive review of the footage is underway, and efforts to identify everyone involved have been intensified. No person connected to these acts will be shielded from accountability. As I mentioned earlier, the school authorities have been given 24 hours to produce the students captured in the video to assist with the investigations. It is sad to note that the Ghana Police Service has recorded reports of similar violent incidents involving students in other educational institutions across the country. And I must mention that this morning I've just been informed that a student of Adisadel College was also attacked violently last Friday by students of Aggrey Memorial School. And after I leave this place, I'm going to tackle that incident as well. Data from the Statistics Research and Monitoring Units of the Ghana Police Service indicates that in 2025, a total of 38 cases of student violence was recorded across the country, with the Upper East region recording 14 cases, the highest number nationwide. So far this year, 3 of such cases have been recorded. The SWEBUSCO School of Business is one. The next is the Adisadel School and Aggrey Memorial, which I'm going to identify and tackle as I've earlier mentioned. These figures underscore the urgent need for sustained collaboration between school authorities, parents, community leaders, and law enforcement to address and prevent further incidents. This is a worrying trend that cannot be allowed to continue. I wish to make it categorically clear that individuals involved in these acts of violence are of the age of criminal responsibility. Hence, when they are identified, they will be arrested and made to face the full rigors of the law. They are students, they are in school, but what they have done amounts to criminal acts. And when criminal acts are committed, they have to be dealt with according to the law. I therefore call on parents, guardians, teachers, school administrators, and the general public to work closely with the police to ensure responsible behavior from our young ones. School premises, school environments are intended to be safe places where students are supposed to be learning and being taught. And if they have to play and socialize, all of those things should be done in a friendly and a safe and a secure environment. These incidents cannot continue to occur on our various school campuses. So administrators, you have a huge responsibility to ensure that this incident is going to be the last that is going to occur within your school or any other school around our country. The Inspector General of Police, Mr. Christian Teteyoholo, has directed regional, divisional, and district commanders nationwide to hold direct engagement with schools and help students appreciate the legal consequences of such conduct. Let me use this opportunity to admonish all young people to use peaceful means to resolve your differences and report to your teachers any situation that goes beyond you for the necessary redress. Don't take the law into your own hands, and note that there are consequences for every choice that you make. So I will advise that students should choose the right options when they have to tackle issues. So on this note, I'd like to bring my brief to an end, and I want to reiterate my charge to you that you have 24 hours to produce those students, because it's a matter of concern. My team is here, we are ready to move in and ensure that the people who attacked that students are brought to book. Thank you very much.
Max, CID boss, Mama no Obratchire, Lydia Yaako Donkor. Obratchire, was say one ma South School yi headmaster wadano 24 hours. Yes, so mo fan fishing kwadane out. Say ne kwada arrest no. Sound do catch a headmaster and say won fa wo mmra enye side ya.
Say headmaster na dey ngala no ko you so mo na fish out kwati ngala no.
Ya che wo because wo mo aka say do mo ka say omo mpese omo be fa say omo kwan na omo di chi nipa no so akwa che nkura ne da bi e ba ne sa na say be hehe omo mpese headmaster na ankasa e de nkura ne ba.
In any instance, on all occasions where misconducts, acts of violence or lawlessness have come to our attention, we have acted and we have insisted that action be taken. And this case that has occasioned this morning's conversation is not going to be any different. And we continue to call on parents to take a serious interest in the conduct of their wards in school, because some of their wards may be expelled may be expelled, because we are prepared to exact the most severest sanctions to demonstrate our abhorrence to these acts of violence and lawlessness and misconduct. We cannot tolerate and we will not countenance. We will not countenance such behavior among our student population. So we will continue to act decisively, timeously, but we will continue to also call on parents to play their role and to call on the PTAs, which we have since allowed to be reinstated, to work with the managers of our secondary institutions to ensure that discipline is reinstated in the school environment.
Na say me asem na metie na which me say enkwada na omo na omo nya juvenile omo nya under age no na say ye enko ho mfa sa amra na ye de chempanyfo ni mi kwache wo mo a na say ye che wo mo do mba so say sa amra na so na ye de bewi wo mo na
Of course.
Because we are okay there.
Who the Deputy Education Minister
Clement Apaak.
Obratchire say they were expelled them. And I like, what the hell? Yeah, break 24-hour. Man for man, the basic nyeno. The basic ni expel. Now say me go school, na mo senior high school. Na me go boy dem mine. School no expel me. Say me go me go bokro no ha. School no expel me. Me go dia wusu a eno so expel nko na minya. Ana me say oh ampa. Say me catch it. Say mo senior high school the same parliament. Parliament the AC no. Oye na bonten a ye chew. Parliament oye na bonten a de omo ye no ye chew. But omo ye no ho ye nche omo. Once the police na ewura hoda. What go school? Me ba chow. Ade en go say si abonten. And since school mo no ga say omo ina no e wo under the school authority. For that reason, omo moa because omo dwane ana mu hu omo. You are telling the school authority who doesn't have total authority. Nibana on timi mono no. Also own your authority and say police for here and dibra. And I say headmaster na say me ba eka ho a na me denise ya mesuro no aga je say eh besin ko.
No timi tia ko ante.
Wo na your officer na una maame ni ho ni machine no. Una say school ni te say o hwe na ye machine no. Headmaster mo now threatening life.
And so say e won school. Enti no no akasa nko ne nkwane no nko che wo mara. Omo mpese wo no akasa e de nem rant ani be ko school akwa che wo na ye da bi.
Say headmaster no. Headmaster no. Say akwala ba akwa di bone. Say yefa say do mo ye. Anom ko to ye. Na wa bo mo mo chia papa ya. Ke be che headmaster no.
Enti ne nkase nkwa no so mara me yom.
And if you are telling me that I don't have a total control on a word that you are giving to me. But Edus Akolan Kodi Bonia, I had the total control to bring that child to you.
Now, one could say that because I the Abasa Kranamia mono.
Headmaster, or make arrest. Headmaster, or make arrest. Yeah? Well, Sir, Nemana Moyana, Moon Comoy, my Yanti and Wasino. Just the Brony baby, John, idiot, Nafak, ever that boy. Adia, you say, why you, Tom, Yenim. You say, dear bro, Yenim. You say incidents at what was only headmaster Nekano. Or from last year, 34 violent cases, and as you senior high school. 34.
Say, be any solution, some money.
So, among your money, so may
dear Ben, the coffers had any debate.
One day, you better answer. Not school, Kalana, or Mohombe baby. Sadan, you know, Nanke say take a solution, da. But say the idea, your chima same tree, and send your copy assembly Pumas Breno. Meaning the Sadio decide by your boy, papa. Assembly, oh, near the tree, oh, the copy assembly Pumas is a moon say, yeah.
I say, Quebec show say, education minister, if you show say, solution in the area will pay because Bakasa young suspended a year into coup or central region.
Only serious.
Any solution,
any solution. Once again, we a kill, any preventive measure. Who our country are? What's the Ubesu use education? Edinya more sporting offensive place. Now the name of Adiomkoye, I decided me the buy no. A sporting discipline. Now where was the discipline in the sport? Anyhow, what's it Ubesu Oya Academy young policy? Now you have this Chicago Ghana Football Association for what's go to the grassroots. Grassroots no, but your primary, JHS, secondary school. So I know Ubesu train you get into sports. Say be on more omuti emu omuye no e classroom no omso de no some de athletics na footballer omso nya honfa so
na mi kom na se ebesi ma bo akum
enti me pa chaw enkola ni na ye de omuye say bi na ye ana ye nim de enti enkola no anya that kind of ego, the arrogance and the indiscipline
because first na enta sa
mo enta koy ya kwonu 19 kojo ho ya kwa besi ne enti afi na nanu ye yi na say ye de ye ko bia na ntokwasi
na mukra mo fisusha akra wo SHS 13 14 15
akofia mama ntia bada akofia mama ntia bada me ko jia mama bi ne baba say 9 to 10 to 30 years akra ne kasanya na ne mama be kasa kire na awo nwo ho fie ho no sia mama no aso na wo mama no me man fere oh me adwuma no mama me kama yem di mu ma no me sa bonu godu be bia wonim de sa be jabala mama no be kunu me am so kafra am say what it is say what me tia ho me mo 2 years 15 obabo
me nya 20 next what
no na say na wonku wa de kaswa and sa de start free yeah bu yeah mo KF6 ebo 61 no ja se bon pae
enti no obi se we nyina etu betimi atwa gi se military ebem
me be
le interco na ekoso na ne akwakofa soldiers police na no mo betwe mu nyina ho ahia
military for na omutwa mu ni police for ko ndi bia no debi o mo military for na omo ni police for any immigration for debi a omutu blows no omo na be display wan in fact, though I respect the way they train, you discipline no more Ogama. But when they come out here, I won't show discipline. What they show us is power. I want just move to me. Now when we say camouflage, now watching no man out. Now carry boxes and the pants is not the nabono. Now you slow move. My make ya. Now you slow move because say not they were disciplined. Tell me what is discipline in a military man. Every police in because ne kaeba wakati and say kaeba wantinti ebono. Yantiana in the upper east one money immigration officers and prison officers e kontokwa. Me say mpanifo no omuna nka ye expect say o me de ye na nkola na sua no. Omuna say ye say de odikan de treat de odikan nante. Mo di nante no perfect. Ana mo ye catwalk edi na mu pepepe. Ankola ndi omu ye na catwalk omudi na mu because look say na ye ka say assembly see no we discussing say gone were days na o senior out 1 year 1 class per it me punish you because you have done wrong thing na in a whole teacher mu a it me punish you o house master it me punish you o headmaster it me punish you one view you are silencing from headmaster and so ebese senior so na o teacher need man for ba mu na wo senior na wo da ba be no nti bibia ende yentin obia so me pa man kwa assembly untimi emmome yensan feel mo so se untimi emhwe se man kwa class a untimi emhwe se mi ko hiwi a untimi emhwe se me bom nyanko ani so a untimi emhwe ana ma allow any na netwo because broni bi sorry ye no be ka kire mo se de mo ye no child abuse yes aya as a brother no omuka yezu ye mpeni mini no
ese omu aya chi omu nyina no ba ko 20 years 18
no 18 years nka o twena ni so anka ya many minutes na ka wakana nwetu 20 years ni sawo sana se a how many minutes na we steady na 18 20 but the problem is broni na no be define child abuse ma wono say broni bobo Cristiano Ronaldo ebobo yanka say child abuse I first Beyonce ne ba pant o she de be gina stage etonyo no
and the tradoma oba ne fa
ebia na ne ba no so ehye enye child abuse ba me na me akuani no
ko tradoma no
me de me ba kwa afuom wo say child abuse
onyina o ma ne me peki edwuma ye.
How many times na Ghana for money opportunity to go abroad? So koduro na system no wan ko tena black community no ko tena white community a akola na pick sa white for isuban na say otia no old me police for man no won say he kakra pe no ada akola na na ba Ghana odi be du Ghana wie na wadi na to so ogini montia no. So even omo nya opportunity go do nim say that emna na omo de live no e san kwasem
but the ne adopt sam no ni bi wa ha no say
aya busuan boya o loan die enti na ye kire ya brabo na guys namo gay lawyer enti mean san you guys say die enti most of the parliamentarians that we one penana 55
no de bia say de kokko
me say one penana 5577 they will pay to no and there's no way can gain them come on sign that but the problem we any sign we obekwa busuan bo no we had a final markets in parliament I guess mo de edu mo so de mo person me sign ye de mo kasi mo me sign ye kasi munya botre na economy na say see economy na say what does have to do with gay mo
nti ye kwa kwaje so mo fa maye
mo nti saade a mo ntwen ni ye nya loan ni na loan mo be ja busuan bo e si da ben na Ghana e be ja busuan bo enti mi ni say mo ntimi sign enti enu ani o and I'm going to say corporal punishment should not be allowed in school. And yes, as you sing the same chorus, corporal punishment should not be allowed in school. Yet, say only opportunity of you, nobody me no training so. But ona ma me na ene o na ketwana ene ma adwuma sika ni finti. Ma me de pese okwa adwuma ntem. Papa no so ekwa adwuma. Ti papa no sori ahomache. Ma me na sori ahomache abiare no. 6 months na kutu school mo. Akola no okwa SS ni SS for we na o ma be wi school abetira de private school no. Oro na ego tiri ni sa akola no na akola no ba fie no ma me konyi ba fie anumre obehunu no udi ani wie ye o TV kakra kakra bi wakoda papa no ba fie na jo nti wo na nka wo opportunity e wetima bo na ni so no uhu no di o opportunity obehunu de bia no o ntimi fa na sanka no ana fie didi mu ha ana nti akola bia enti akola bia ana yakodu be bia o manyi ni kura kakra wie so we de o din man na ye no eno sa ye se de bi no corporal punishment all over. The only punishment I don't get I teacher near or dinner buffo every fee. Now I call prepare. Because punishment does not mean okay. It's been measured.
Teacher need to grab on students.
Why? In this say we see don't me when you are born of a born. And now guys is up a teacher near a born left right center. So baby body more. Because that's the only solution. But I didn't say do sir. You call the person authority, but the person have no cannot exercise that authority. But authority na way. Afa na motro na ye brofa kese mi do nyankopon se mo spelling kwala we keke. Na anye ntie. Said ya me na me ne obi ekoye sa na ekobu obi a wo beti me no. Sa na se o chimo mate o mo se o mo de mo court. But the outcome no
20 years.
Number 4 na eti omo no. No mu number 18. Then is here.
E discover
remind, unim de osabe yi omo. Oyo hene. When someone is substituting for me.
Ye be yi wo omo no ma me mu bo sese ya. Eti we no de hye ne.
Ba shabone efrifiela. Ana me say, se udru school mu a, ana be say ebinum ye omo. Ana ebinum ye tete omo. Because you ati bi how be you know sana na senje na papa ebo me no ye me dana say ko uze de nipa no ye ni na no onim je hoye
na we so be kom de ya ne se obe kom no na ohiani wa bi e ba wo because all go school mu a omo di self dress me nyina ne ye omo a ebi ni fi
sikani sikafo no omo nya da agin tena fi ba fonko ba akoten obeten no obe steady ndo no obejimi a o di sikani bejimi ba hiani no normal every poor poor community be violent by nature.
Because say actually omo de yen hwe omo parents.
Me say every poor community be omo violent by nature. Indeed, imagine so poor community mu. Na ma me say pampa no. Na wa yen no na wa ntete no. Na wodi ebedu senior high school. Na yes yen sante an biu. E di ono bi kidi gwa bi say ya here from my neighbor living legends living see how living legend adwuma and you imagine say no mo na mo wedding ene
ehwiritie wo bi kon so
akwala na kasa no when video na no when anim how oda so ye come papa no the esi ni na how the father is come we ya tete ono tete ne ba no the ayen ne ba ebekunu
na no according to akwa no kwa oti asema no woka wo so wono ni ntako no wokopa akonwa atena so
edusa ne mana the first say oni
akwa we ntako be na kona me na ko bibi
enye no kwa na meka ho de ehia ase omode ba no omo ye frɛ brofo no de ba no ɛna omo mfa mba akola ne benye psychologist omema ne bi
ohia bi ende ese omema ne bi
teacher ni na ye bo no what ye man psychologist
so mo ka so omema ne bi se ho asama ntini
mo won't view psychologist ka prebie na ebi ogara omo he school na ne ye kona na omo se your garden and counseling ne who were they counseling enya omo kura na ne omo sa twem ne ngola ne da day there was counseling bi eni ho psychola no the trauma ebe oni trim or the classroom ye kira de no ne focus and ne obenya ma disua no so onimade a wo de kochecking results obetena na nim ebo no pampan
games bi kura ekoso kura
the boy have so wahu wadu wo konta ne sama ne kra koduro da imagine say atam block na na asat otu yo ne so anto
na ba ku obi su gina wati ese
opia wa kwose ko crash the guy busa obi a watana car mu accident yesi keke
na kwa wotna
ansi no
obi baba cross car no kra
ah otia mu gise keke no otimi odima go fe odima ho mesa no sin no mi so I remember very well say ye we school na ye ba u pay free Ghana school entrance wo pay minim de see because ye koto so na car kes articulate ni bi abo maami bi o sha kwalachi a o ti moto so ana wafa itu see na eho no obi afrizi enti akwala no kura ehye maami ni chi no obi antimi konko yi akwala no obu freeze for ewa ansana emema bi enya vim agwa ko yi akwala no ho emema ni mani na da ni ma now imagine say wo na hu wo no ana utimi survive uti classroom concentration be no benya ba ye mpe psychologist ma emma no de be ka tire won say broni ni say they shouldn't be corporal punishment ni e die tire John enambusu bonti ye de nyansa na ye benya bi na be che
punishment in the ese me deba because your punishment ni nyina ni say o ye twa adwama e free tete ye twa ye punish o ye twa adwama wu tudua ni ade ye hu say obi ani won ma owu ye
because kui na me bon kwala bon sem kakra na nyame ya adum say me nya master no so aba me ko mu adwira da nti ho na wa fa me say ba uzunze skuzu de Jennifer say ba una bebre pa enya wona odi de ene me bi ketu bi a me ko no he otimi twa do no me hwe say master me ususo say ususo anka we jabo ni di edu e bi ya ko amina ya say di nguragum una ngwa no gotu ade anka say e ho bi adometry mu na nko ugina mu tu na ya wie sa ka jo say obi be bo wa wo say gotu another one nti una fo kura bo say munyai am ma de but with that enemy etimi ebeduru bi eduri because afa ubedi bone na odwun say me be yi me kobre ma munyai but and then I was punish me no ngam na me was school ngam say me jimi pa o because freedom because me fear papa ma military rule and the only chance me nya ya ngam me jimi kakra no was in high school secondary school so na yes ya bui who senior akra kete no gwa
no ba school ma ya bu ko fi so ya bu
to be steady ba the me say ya good measures now omo dey deputy affairs education minister o dey won ye na brofo no omo nka brofo na nko in the next year do mete no omo mpe
enti no obi kura say ni ba won fa ne nko o de be ko mission school because o si Roman for school dey discipline wo ho
o say
say Roman
school elder so jimi sa yes but omo so ko abontia mpacho Aggrey no say
say one Anglican dey wo Roman ne info
Adisadel ne wan
Adisadel ye Methodist
good ana Aggrey so I don't say it's a praise then ni na church mission school omo na was that kind of discipline no but when they get out there na we mu jimi o mejimi bi nti se o amana de na anya uniform na say Roman for no nko ana mission school for no nko a you better discipline them but when they go out there to meet the others they will join in nti se o ka se obeja o mama kana ana omo so na do so omo na ye ntia omo no ene do so pa na rich society is nkate bone baako ese na se nkate mpim mum na say a kate baako no mum na be de nti so mo am nim sa bewe na se sie no mpena o do mo nkoso isu aso no yin na ebe hu bi o mari
ensu aso ne yin na ebe hu bi na enso ne yempese ebeba eni ti wo soso no waye timamuni a wote o my Ghana no solution e masa problem we ene say e kwan be ne be fo so pa e betimi yesi ano na sa de we bi mabiem because afi mu nko ano se de yesi a record e nkwada school mu ye twutwasem yankwa nkobuti cheni a ni akwa akofa yankase ye hu mate na ne ye repi wo mo ni yesi abo je se ne ma tantan ko a e na ekoso ana ntakoni na ye ntwam se de yesi na yesi a suspend bi e wo central region ye ntwam kura na anasa solution bi wo hono ma e betimi ama yesa ha wo nyina ase etimi atu wonso wadwe nkyere ni behia nti fa comment no ebra comment so hye ho ne kai so wo be share wo be subscribe to channel no so no e de amaye medin ene ma me akua mene
Max Billion
ya crown